Greetings. Hello. This is update number 3, and it is very late in the game. I apologize for that. It has been crazy. But I will start with my birthday. That was March 5th. For my birthday, I got to meet Angie Ward and her husband Dave, who are some of the donors that I am receiving scholarships for to pay for school. And so that has been really cool. One, just the blessing to be able to have school paid for, but then two, being able to meet the people who are paying for part of it. And we just got to sit down and chat. And then halfway through the conversation, I was like, oh, you're Angie Ward, like Angie Ward who taught at Capital Seminary, who Brian Pinzer and Tim Kohler, who's my leadership prof here. And she was like, yeah. And it was just like, whoa. It was really cool and fun to make those connections. And then the next day for my birthday, I got my hair dyed, as you can tell. There's collars and stuff. Yeah, that was a way to treat myself. And yeah, I really like it. I feel like it embodies my quirky personality really well. These are space buns. That's what they're called. And it's something I do every Tuesday. So there's some rhythm to my schedule. Anyways, in the space of time between my birthday and midterms, which is the week before spring break, so the end of March, the week before the end of March, so those couple weeks, some things that God put on my heart that were just realizing what I'm really interested in, and if I do academic writing or if I write a book or something, be either along the lines of one or the other or both, and that is emotions in the Bible and just how having emotional intelligence is really important to our growth as Christians and having a language for our emotions and how we interact with people. I wrote for my midterm paper on Matthew 18, particularly about church discipline, that where 2 or 3 are gathered, I am with them. And it was just a literary context essay, and it was so cool and fun and interesting because I was able to subtly put in that stuff I've been learning in my leadership classes about emotion throughout the paper, and I felt like I did it really well. Yeah, so that was exciting, and I hope to get a good grade on that. And then the other one is mental disorders in ministry, and that kind of came up through an odd array of things, and it's a long story. But basically, I want to do research maybe this summer on different, what literature is out there about ministry and being in close proximity with people when someone in the group has a mental disorder, because it makes it difficult sometimes to know how to love them well and how to walk through that with them, but also to get your community, your members, participants, everyone else who's in that fellowship to respond well in accordance, because some disorders involve like manipulation without knowing that you're manipulating, and so a big part of that would be how to educate those people involved in your ministry on how best to love those in those places. But I don't know, it's just a spark. I don't know if it's actually going to become anything or if it's just an idea. And then lastly, we come to spring break. I had a take-home midterm because our professor had like a gum infection, and he had to cancel class one week, so we met for class instead of having the midterm, so we had a take-home midterm. So I was studying for that, and I was planning on taking it the day it was due and then turning it in. And then I got food poisoning. Dun, dun, dun. It was horrible. But luckily, I was in a place where there was people who could take care of me, and I was nourished back to health slowly, and I got over it, and I will not be eating Mexican for a little while because it poisoned me. But in other news, I got an extension on my exam, so I was able to take it the next day, but that meant that this update didn't happen when I planned for it to happen. So I was like, oh, spring break, that'll work. Also was like, oh, spring break, I'll clean my room, and that did not really happen. Look, my tapestry is falling too. Wow, that's how things go sometimes. But yeah, so in other news, that's my life. If you have questions, comments, concerns, interests, I don't know, just let me know. It's nice to hear from people in Virginia. It's also nice not to get swamped with constant calls, if that makes sense. So if you think of me, shoot me a text, give me a phone call. I appreciate it. I am in a phase of missing those in Virginia. All of you guys so much right now. It's like great being here and doing what God has for me and working on stuff, and it's been hard but good. But I also just miss fellowshipping. So, yeah, love you. Bye.